Where are we headed, Katie?
St. Lucia.
If you haven't seen part 1 of our trip to St. Lucia, here's a quick catch up. I'll post the link here so you can go back and watch it, but then be sure and come back and watch part 2. We flew into St. Lucia and headed straight to Cap Maison, a stunning boutique resort perched on the rocky north shore of the island. Think dramatic coastlines, incredible food, and the kind of place that makes you never want to leave. We spent our first few days exploring the north, catching a gorgeous sunset from Spinnaker's restaurant on Rodney Bay, and then boarding a catamaran for a full day sailing south to Soufriere, where we hiked through the world's only dry-free volcano,
Caving onto itself, forming this caldera, which is 12 kilometers.
and I managed to capture some long exposure shots at Torale Waterfall, even without a tripod. But the moment that really set the tone for the whole trip came on our final night at Cap Maison. The sky just lit up. One of those golden sunsets that stops you in mid-sentence. I had the D850 out and honestly couldn't shoot fast enough. That was the North Shore, part 1.
That is an incredible sunset, just like I thought. The sky is lighting up with the clouds, not yet reaching the horizon, so this is going to be a great photo.
Now we're headed south, deeper into the island, closer to the Pitons. Sugar Beach sits literally between the two volcanic peaks, and from the moment we arrived, everything changed. This is part 2. Check that out. The Pitons, up close. But we didn't just make a beeline for Sugar Beach. Quick stop to buy some souvenirs for the kids, and ziplining through the Morne Kuberi estate were in order. Not a bad way to see the Pitons. Afternoon.
What's up, Mr. and Mrs. King?
Thank you very much.
I got the right name? King, right?
Yep, King, that's right. Upon arrival to the Viceroy Hotel in Sugar Beach, we were surprised to learn that our reservation had been upgraded to a beautiful 1-bedroom, 2-bathroom private villa, which featured a relaxing living room and private deck and patio. The spaciousness, comfort, and privacy afforded in this bungalow was enough to make us want to stay in and spend the rest of the trip indoors. As we move from room to room, you get the sense that this is anything but a hotel room, and more like our own private escape between the Pitons. No matter how much we wanted to stay and hang out in our villa, it was time to go explore. The Viceroy Sugar Beach has one of the most beautiful pools I've ever seen, and the beach setup itself is just incredible. So we are just arriving at the beach for a day of no plans. All right, so we have just arrived at the Viceroy Hotel in Sugar Beach, getting checked in, had lunch here at the poolside restaurant behind me, and just look at this place. This is a gorgeous resort, gorgeous beachfront. We're nestled in between the Pitons mountains, and just really looking forward to exploring this resort and this area for the next few days. We're here for 3 nights, and going to do a sunset cruise tomorrow night, doing the beach barbecue tonight, and try to slip away for a little photography, especially being so close to the Pitons. We'll definitely need to get some great shots of those at sunrise and sunset. Just check that out. All right, so we're heading out for our first full day at Sugar Beach. Really the only thing on the agenda today is going to be some pool time, some beach time, maybe a spa this afternoon, massage, and dinner at Jade Mountain Club. Photography-wise, big focus is going to be on the Pitons. I found a really great composition from the beach last night. There's a dock. It has a wonderful view and wonderful view of the Piton Mountain. So we're going to try to photograph that today. So stay tuned. That is what's on the agenda. So compositionally, what I've got here is a great view of Petit Piton from the Sugar Beach Viceroy Hotel beach, and what I'm attempting to do is do a long exposure to get the waves coming in nice and silky smooth. I've got the beach kind of coming in from the lower right edge of the frame and curling out to the right, so creating that leading line straight to Petit Piton. I think this is going to be a great shot. It's about 9:30 in the morning, so sun isn't too bright, the light's not too harsh. So I think the polarizing filter I have on here plus the 10-stop ND filter is going to give me a great image, but also the polarizing filter will help cut down the harshness of the light. So, but here's the photo because I think this one is going to be fantastic. Look at this scene. We're down here at South Beach in St. Lucia. This is Sugar Beach. There's 2 beaches. There's the main beach behind me here, and then South Beach where I am now, out on the jetty, photographing early morning sunrise of Petit Piton and Grand Piton behind me. What an incredible scene, huh? We got some pelicans flying off in the distance. Don't want to be photographed, I guess they're camera shy. Look at this though. If you've ever wondered what it's like to have the Pitons all for yourself early in the morning, this is it. It's just us, a fisherman, I think, and a few yachts. Let's do this. This is beautiful. So what I'm photographing now is Grand Piton. I got this beautiful sunlight coming through, kind of cutting through the mountains. But I've also got this really dark foreground, and so I'm going to do a bracketed exposure. Three stops differential between a 3 bracket exposure to get foreground, mid-tones, and highlights in the back. I'm also shooting with the white balance exposure setting that limits blowouts of highlights, the highlight feature. And so hopefully that will keep the sky in balance with the rest of the scene. So let's see if this works. Dinner at Jade Mountain overlooking the Pitons at sunset was arguably the highlight of our trip. But getting there by car was a whole other story. For 2 kilometers and about a half an hour, we banged over some of the rockiest terrain either of us had experienced in quite a while. The drive up to Jade Mountain was something you'd expect to see in Moab or getting into Factory Butte in Utah. But at the end of the day, the views from the top and the dinner that followed were more than worth the off-road adventure it took to get there.
Okay.
Jade Mountain sits on a hillside above Soufriere on the southwest coast of St. Lucia, open to the sky on 3 sides with nothing between you and one of the most dramatic views on earth. The 2 Pitons rise straight out of the Caribbean Sea directly in front of you. Gros Piton and Petit Piton, and at sunset, the sky between them turns every shade of gold, amber, and deep crimson you can imagine. There's no glass, no walls, just warm air, the sound of the ocean below, and the sun slowly dropping below the horizon. As a photographer, I've planned a lot of shots in my life, but nothing quite prepares you for the moment the light actually hits a scene like this. Anytime I'm in the Caribbean, one of my favorite things to do is grab my flippers, my goggles, and go snorkeling. This trip to St. Lucia was no exception. Lying at the northern edge of Sugar Beach is a protected reef where guests can check out snorkel gear and go swim among the island's underwater residents. And at dark, you can do a night snorkel and check out all the crustaceans and octopus that only appear when the sun goes down. What up, follower? Talking to you, my one follower. It's our last day in St. Lucia. It's been an awesome week. A lot of fun here. Beautiful, beautiful island. The weather has held up for us so far. We're getting some rain this morning, so maybe that's good luck for our trip home to Chicago, getting us prepared for cold, wet Chicago. But the trip here in St. Lucia has been amazing. The people we've met have been incredibly friendly. Hospitality at both Cap Maison and Sugar Beach were over the top. I would say that, you know, if you think about the 2 locations, Cap Maison is probably where you want to go for something a little more secluded, a little more private. Sugar Beach is probably where you want to be if you're looking for a larger resort, large beach, and multiple restaurants on site. But you can't go wrong either way. Five stars for both of them. Any closing thoughts from my fellow travel influencer?
Yeah, can't wait to come back.
There you have it. We'll get a return trip soon, hopefully. And if you want to see that return trip, like this video, leave a comment, smash the like button,
Like and subscribe.
like and subscribe,
And follow.
Well, that's subscribe.
Oh. Well, just
There's a bell. Ring the bell button.
extra.
Do all the things. See you later.